What's shaking? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. It's Friday, June 3rd, almost halfway through 2022. It's pretty wild how fast this year has gone by. I would argue it's because it's been such a wild year for music. It feels like every single Friday, we are all being bombarded with new releases of the highest quality. It's a great problem that we all have right now. And they just keep coming too, especially this new one from Angel Olsen entitled Big Time. This is studio album number 6 for her and her follow-up to 2020's Whole New Mess. Great record, great title. I like the way that she took a number of songs from All Mirrors, her 2019 record, and reworked them, gave them just a little more intimacy. So, while you might not be getting new material, you're getting a different feel on the tracks, and I can appreciate what she was trying to do with that record. And then last year, she gave us this fantastic EP entitled Isles. 5 cover songs, just 80s pop bangers. I won't give you any info on that. I think you should just go check that out. It's a quick listen, but I really like the way that she celebrated some of the biggest influences driving her sound. I really like the way that she's embraced 80s music, new wave, 80s pop, post-punk, pretty much all of it. Kind of getting a curveball here with this new record, Big Time, though. She has full-on embraced her country roots. She has traded in Susie Sue and Kate Bush for Tammy Wynette and Lucinda Williams, and it's a great move. I'm really loving the fact that she did it. Real quick side note, by the way, I just mentioned Kate Bush. If you like Stranger Things, I hope you've been enjoying season 4. If you haven't checked out Stranger Things at all, the way that the Duffer Brothers utilize music to move the story, to create emotion, to do all the different things in that show is outstanding. I would say there are very few filmmakers, showmakers that utilize music as well as those two guys do. And the fact that they're using Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill in this new season, I think it is just such a perfect song for what is going on in the story right now. So I just had to make a little side note and throw that in there. Watch Stranger Things, especially season 4 if you haven't checked that out. But to get back to Angel Olsen, I like that she's traded in and working with this country music. And if you think about her music as 80s driven as it is, she's still a singer-songwriter. And I feel like she's the type of individual that celebrates it in that traditional sense. She is driven by folk, by Americana, by bluegrass, and all these different things that fall into that larger category of music. And I just really like that she's just gone full on with it. I love all the steel pedal guitar on this record. Lyrically, this is an amazing introspective experience. She's gone through a lot in the last year. In the last year, she came out to her parents. She developed a relationship with a new partner. She's discovered this new side of herself, and she's feeling very open and very liberated because of that. And that feeling is contrasted with the loss of her parents. She told them about her new partner. She came out to them, and then tragically, just a few weeks later, they both died. They both died within just a few weeks of each other. And so this album is about struggling with that dichotomy of emotions, which is something that all of us face in life, frankly. Life is always going to throw some bad hands at us, and it's always going to throw good hands at us. And I think that it's about taking those bad hands and learning lessons and trying to move forward. The loss of a parent is something that I'm thankful I haven't had to deal with it yet. Thankful to have both of my parents still. But that's the type of thing that, you don't get over it, I don't feel like. I think you learn to cope with that individual no longer being there. You become a different person. You become a stronger person. And I definitely feel that that's where Angel Olsen is personally and artistically. And I like that both of those things are coming together for this record. I think this is a record that a lot of people are going to enjoy listening to for that reason. I think that especially anybody that's going through a hard time and struggling a little bit, throw this thing on. I think you might like Angel's perspective as far as, taking that gratitude from the experiences that you've had from those people that you've lost, being thankful that you've had that time with them, and realizing that you have these other new people in front of you and that they're just as important, and that giving those people your time is just as essential as well. So I really like thematically that this is going on in this record. Her voice is incredible too. I mean, if that was just not the icing on the cake, this is going to be in talks for record of the year. If not, in the first half of the year, I think for the whole year, because I'm really pleased with just the quality of music on this album. 47 minutes, 10 songs. Every single one of these tracks has such unique characteristic, and they feel like they just nestle into their own spot in this track listing. Such continuity, such a good build from start to finish. I'm so pleased with this project. It kicks off with all the good times. Your opening track has got this nice mellow country feel. Love that little bit of classic rock there too. And that's something that, much like, in her older music, that traditional root of the singer-songwriter, there's always a little bit of that classic rock feel in her music too. And I appreciate that about her. Her voice, so on point. Loving the steel guitar in this song. And it's something you're going to get on a lot of tracks throughout this thing. And then the coda on this thing, it just rocks out. Like the finish on this. Big Time is your second track, title track. It's got this bright melody. It creates such a feeling of contentment. And that's what I'm talking about as far as her perspective and in finding that, that balance with the good and the bad. And there's everything about Big Time, the lyrics, the music. It makes me feel right where she's at personally. Honestly, I feel like this song completely just captures where she's at emotionally as a person, as an artist. It's a great moment on this record. Dream Thing is your third song. It feels like a little bit of 80s heartland rock. You get kind of that, think of Springsteen, Tunnel of Love a little bit. Really just like that ambient heartland feel on this song. And again, alluding to the unique characteristics of all these songs. They're all very country driven, but I cannot get over how all good each of these songs are individually. And I'm going to get to that here in just a second too. There's a reason I'm driving that point home. Ghost On is your fourth song. It's got this minimal open with lovely piano. I love the vocal, bit of an R&B element here as well. But I like the way that the song slowly builds. It's got a little bit of country obviously mixed in with that R&B feel. Good balance there. And then the coda on this thing rocks out. I like when that happens on this record. There's a couple of moments where the back end of a song really takes hold and really just demands your attention. All the Flowers, your fifth song, is lovely orchestration on the song. I like the classic pop feel. There's excellent bass in this song. It's got a little bit of mellotron too. It kind of makes you feel these like medieval courtly strings, that kind of jester music, if you will. But it's a great feel on the song. I really like it. And then that is going to lead into the second half of our record right now. This is my favorite song on the record. All I'm going to say is that there is so much good stuff going on this song. You just need to listen to it right now. That's all I'm going to say about that one. This Is How It Works is your seventh song. I really like this track a lot too. It's just this album kind of drifts a little bit from that country feel, and I like how this song kind of brings that back full circle on this record. It comes at a good moment. It's got a gorgeous melody, really a nice track. Go Home is your eighth song. Bit of a Velvet Underground feel. I feel like I'm getting a lot of Velvet Underground and Nico in a number of records recently. I'm loving it though. Love the bass in particular on this track as well. Your penultimate track, Through the Fires. I love that song title. Great dream pop. I love the classic elements, the classic pop elements that are going on here. A little bit of bossa nova in the percussion. Great string element. This song really is a great demonstration of what she does as a songwriter, throughout her career and all the previous albums, and how she's balancing that with what she's trying to do on this record. I really think this is a great penultimate track, and it leads into your final song, Chasing the Sun. Great jazz feel on this song. I love her. It's just her and her piano to open this thing up. A little bit of cinematic orchestration that builds in. Really an outstanding way to end this record. I'm going to vinyl please this thing. However, I was looking at the package on this thing. Why, Angel? Why are you doing this to us? It's a double disc, 47 minutes. The A and the C side literally have 2 tracks on them. It is such a bummer. And thankfully, all of these tracks are so good on their own that I think that this record, even with the added cost, even with the lack of continuity in the vinyl package, this thing is still worth buying for the quality and strength of all the individual tracks. I really wish that she had just done an A and B side on this thing, because I think the album has such a great flow, and to only have to do that one flip and to just be able to kick back with your headphones and really take this thing in, I think would have made for a much more enriching listening experience. But I will say that I'm so impressed with the overall quality of this record and all the songs on it, that even with the bad break in the record, and just the difference in that construction of the vinyl package, I'm going to still put my money towards it. If you're a fan of Angel, I would encourage you to do the same. This is a pretty damn remarkable record, and I'm really happy with it. I hope you feel the same when you listen to it as well. Hope you find this review helpful. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2022, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. And we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.